Playoffs are set. Everything is a go. I'm going to just give you a quick rundown of who I think is going to win and why. First round predictions, all right? So number one, we got the Toronto Raptors and the Washington Wizards. That's a 7-game series. And I'm going to go with the home team, Toronto Raptors. That's a 7-game series. You got John Wall and Bradley Beal, who perhaps might be a better backcourt than Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. The reason I say they might be is because the only reason why Lowry and DeRozan play better than John Wall and Bradley Beal and John Wall don't get along. That's the only thing. It's not like they're better skill-wise. Bradley Beal's a better shooter. He could also be a better defender at times. Same thing with John Wall. John Wall can be a dog defender. He attacks the basket. He's not as great shooter as Kyle Lowry, but he's a better playmaker overall. That's the 7-game series, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go with the home team, though. And mark my words, if the Raptors drop game 1, that just proved my theory that's going to be a 7-game series. You know how they drop game 1s. Bucks, Celtics, I got to go with the Bucks here. And I know it's an upset, but Bucks they have a deeper roster. Celtics don't have Kyrie. Al Horford is not going to get you out of the first round. You need a lot more help. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're a little inexperienced, so I could see them making some mistakes down the stretch, which the Bucks will take advantage of. Overall, I feel bad for the Celtics. You know, just losing Kyrie is basically a big blow to them. Even though Celtics can win a couple games, I think the Bucks are going to figure them out, and they do have a little bit more experience. They have, Jason Terry coming off the bench and stuff like that. So, and Jason Kidd is a veteran coach and a veteran player, so they know how to take advantage of a young team that has difficulty scoring in stretches, especially without Kyrie Irving. So, I definitely have the Bucks winning in 6. Philly Heat, that's going to be a nice series. I got Philly winning in 6. It's due to the fact that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, the Heat don't have an answer for that. They have perimeter defense for the wings and stuff like that, but the point guard and the center, they're not going to have a really good defense for that, especially with Whiteside. Whiteside is slow-footed, and Embiid likes to shoot jumpers, get people in foul trouble, get in people's heads. That's going to be a real nice series. I don't think Dwayne Wade is going to make a big splash how everybody expected him to, especially after leaving Cleveland. Basically, that was a nail in his coffin regarding his career. He might retire after this playoff series. So I got Philly really winning this one in 6 games. I think it's going to be a competitive series, but eventually Philly's youth and depth is gonna get the Heat. Especially Philly has shooters. Pacers, Cavs. I think this is going to be an interesting series. I don't think the Cavs are going to have a lot of trouble with the Pacers, even though the Pacers have beat them 3-1. I think LeBron's going to turn it on and put the fear of God in these guys, like as he always does. The Eastern Conference is a joke when it comes to LeBron James in the first round. I think Cleveland will win this series in 5. It could get interesting maybe in 6, but I think LeBron knows what's at stake in terms of, being a first round upset or losing in the playoffs early. He's going to basically average about triple-double, 30, 10, and 9 or something like that. Something to that degree. And the thing with the Pacers, they have an answer for everybody else but LeBron, and LeBron is the engine that make the team go. If it was like somebody else made the team go and they didn't have an answer, that would be fine. But the fact that it's LeBron James himself, they're not going to win that series. They're not going to win that series. I'd be surprised if they did. I got Cleveland in 5. Let's go to the West. Rockets, Timberwolves. I'm going to go Rockets in 6. James Harden and CP3 are going to be too much. They're going to be handling the ball, getting busy with it. But I think there are going to be stretches where Minnesota's defense is going to really bog down that offense. And, the kryptonite to a great offense is always a great defense. Usually when it comes to a high offensive team and a high defensive team, the defensive team always wins, especially in the playoffs. In any sport, football, basketball, soccer, a highly skilled defensive team, a lot of times they win the game. Houston, though, has a combination of defense and offense, both in top 10. So I have Houston edging them out. But I think we could see somewhere in that series is going to be 2-2. and then Houston's gonna basically pick it up or figure out the defense, because they're gonna ice the hell out of that pick and roll. They're gonna double James Harden, and they're gonna make somebody else try to beat them. And at first it's gonna work, but eventually Houston's gonna figure it out, find out a way to release the pressure. But I got Houston winning that series. If they lose the series, guys, we don't want to hear anything about them being these high-flying contenders for the NBA championship. Warriors Spurs, I got the Warriors winning this one. I got them winning in 5. It could be 6, but I got them winning in 5. I think Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they're going to turn it on. They're going to get out in transition. The problem with the Spurs is they have the advantage of the trees, but if the guys miss a shot or there's a long rebound, they're screwed, because you got KD and you got Thompson on the break and you got Draymond Green running the break from a slow-footed LaMarcus Aldridge. So they're gonna rush down, and they're basically gonna mow them down with speed, basically. And the Spurs have been playing their young guys and stuff like that. They can make it interesting. It could possibly get 6, but in my heart, I feel like it's gonna be 5, just due to the simple fact that Kevin Durant has a lot to prove. People have been talking a lot of smack about him, and this is the time for him to show and prove why he was a Finals MVP, why he came to the Golden State Warriors, and why it's not a game for him out here. Pelicans Blazers, definitely going with the Blazers. They got a little deeper. They got Nurkic back. Lillard is a handful. CJ McCollum is a double handful. The only thing that the Pelicans have really to rely on is Anthony Davis. And if the Blazers figure out a way to double him effectively, they could basically close out that series soon. I think it could get interesting, though, because the one thing about the Blazers, they haven't figured out a way to close, like really, really close out teams really well. They never swept the team, or, really able to take a great command and lead. The last time they were really able to shut out a team commandingly was against the Rockets, but that was when Dwight Howard was with James Harden. James Harden had just got there. It was a 5-game series. This series, I think it's going to be a 6-game series, but I'm picking the Blazers. I think they got that. OKC Utah, great series. Donovan Mitchell's been playing really well. Westbrook averaging triple-double. This is going to be a battle of defensive wills. I don't think it's going to be high scoring at all. Not at all. This series, I feel like this one could go 7. And the reason I say it could go 7 because the Utah Jazz are like the #1 defensive team in the NBA. And OKC struggling offensively. So there's going to be a lot of games where it's going to come down to the stretch. Like, hey, this one last play, this one last shot, this one last drive. And that's a toss-up because OKC hasn't been together enough to face adversity, and Utah has been, and they have a young rookie who doesn't know what that feels like. So a lot of mistakes will be made by both teams. That's why I feel like it's going to be a back and forth affair. I can see this series going 1-1, 1-1, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I think it's a 7-game series. I think OKC is going to edge it out. Mark my words, it's going to be some some droughts, scoring droughts there. You're going to see some games ending 83, 88, 90, 97, stuff like that. And those are my predictions, guys. Let me know what you feel. Let me know who you think is going to win the series, the first round series. And let me know if it's going to be enjoyable.